Surah 29. Al-Ankabut. Context. The name of the surah is derived from verse 41, where God speaks about the frailest of homes being that of the spider. This is how God describes the idolaters in their reverence of gods besides Him, hoping that they would help them and provide for them, and turning to them in times of difficulties. In this regard, they are like the house of a spider, which is so weak and frail, because by clinging to these gods, they are like a person who holds on to a spider's web, who does not gain any benefit from it. If they knew this, they would not take any protectors besides God. The theme and subject matter, verses 56 to 60, clearly showed that this surah was sent down a little before the migration to Abyssinia, during the period of extreme persecution of the Muslims at Mecca. This is supported by the subject matter as well. The disbelievers were opposing Islam, and the new Muslims were being subjected to severe torture and oppression. Such were the conditions, when God sent down this surah to strengthen and encourage the Muslims, as well as to admonish the hypocrites. The disbelievers of Mecca were also threatened not to invite a similar fate to the past nations that denied the truth. The questions that some young men were facing in those days have also been answered. For instance, their parents were urging them to abandon Muhammad and return to their ancestral religion, arguing that the Quran highly regarded the rights of the parents, therefore they had a right to be heard. This has been answered in verse 8. Similarly, some people claim that they could bear the sins of the new converts if they resorted back to their ancestral religion. This has been dealt with in verses 12 and 13. The stories mentioned in this surah also confirm that the prophets of the past were made to suffer great hardships, and were cruelly treated before they received the help of God. This confirms to the believers that trial and tribulation is a process for the development of true faith, and that God's assistance will certainly come. Besides this lesson to the Muslims, the disbelievers have also been warned that although they haven't been seized by God's punishment, they should not assume that it will not occur. The signs of the past nations destroyed by God are evidence of this. The nations of Ad and Thamud in particular were known to the Arabs, and their destroyed dwellings and land were still visible to them. So, the stories reaffirm how such nations denied their prophets and their warnings, and continued transgressing until God assisted His prophets against them, and destroyed them completely. Then the Muslims are instructed that if persecution becomes unbearable, God's earth is vast, and they can travel to seek a place where they can keep their faith and worship pure for God alone. In addition, the disbelievers also have been urged to ponder the rational arguments of the universe, which point to the realities of monotheism, Tawheed, and the hereafter, refuting polytheism, Shirk. All these signs confirm the teachings that the Prophet is presenting before them. Surah 29. Al-Ankabut. In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Alif, Lam, Mim. Do the people think that they will be left to say, "We believe," and they will not be tested? But we have certainly tried those before them, and God will surely make evident those who are truthful, and He will surely make evident the liars. Or do those who do evil deeds think they can escape from us? Evil is what they judge. Whoever should hope for the meeting with God, indeed the term decreed by God is coming. And He is the hearing, the knowing. And whoever strives, only strives for the benefit of himself. Indeed God is free from need of the worlds. And those who believe and do righteous deeds, we will surely remove from them their misdeeds, and will surely reward them according to the best of what they used to do. And we have enjoined upon the human being, goodness to parents. But if they endeavor to make you associate with me, that of which you have no knowledge, do not obey them. To me is your return, and I will inform you about what you used to do. And those who believe and do righteous deeds, we will surely admit them among the righteous into paradise. And of the people are some who say, "We believe in God," but when one of them is harmed for the cause of God, they consider the trial, harm, of the people as if it were the punishment of God. But if victory comes from your Lord, they say, indeed we were with you. Is not God most knowing of what is within the breasts of all worlds, all creatures? And God will surely make evident those who believe, and he will surely make evident the hypocrites. And those who disbelieve say to those who believe, follow our way, and we will carry your sins, but they will not carry anything of their sins. Indeed they are liars. But they will surely carry their own burdens, and other burdens, along with their burdens, and they will surely be questioned on the day of resurrection, about what they used to invent. And we certainly sent Noah to his people, and he remained among them 1,000 years, minus 50 years, and the flood seized them while they were wrongdoers. But we saved him and the companions of the ship, and we made it a sign for the worlds. And we sent Abraham, when he said to his people, worship God and fear him. That is best for you, if you should know. You only worship besides God, idols, and you produce a falsehood. Indeed those you worship besides God, do not possess for you the power of provision. So seek from God provision and worship him and be grateful to him. To him you will be returned. And if you people deny the message, already nations before you have denied. And there is not upon the messenger except the duty to convey clearly. Have they not considered how God begins creation and then repeats it? Indeed that, for God, is easy. Say O Muhammad, travel through the land and observe how he began creation. Then God will bring the hereafter into being. Indeed God, over all things, is competent. He punishes whom he wills and has mercy upon whom he wills, and to him, you will be returned. You cannot frustrate his plan, on earth or in the heavens. You will have no one to protect or help you besides God. And the ones who disbelieve in the signs of God, and the meeting with him, those have despaired of my mercy, and they will have a painful punishment. And the answer of his, Abraham's, people was not but that they said, kill him or burn him, but God saved him from the fire. Indeed in that, are signs for a people who believe. And Abraham said, you have only taken other than God, idols, as a bond of affection among you in worldly life. Then on the day of resurrection, you will deny one another, and curse one another, and your refuge will be the fire, and you will not have any helpers. And Lot believed him. Abraham said, indeed I will emigrate to the service of my Lord. Indeed he is the exalted in might, the wise. And we gave to him Isaac and Jacob, and placed in his descendants, prophethood in the book. And we gave him his reward in this world, and indeed he is in the hereafter among the righteous. And mention Lot, when he said to his people, indeed you commit such immorality, as no one has preceded you with from among the worlds. Indeed you approach men, and obstruct the road, and commit in your meetings evil. And the answer of his people was not but they said, bring us the punishment of God, if you should be of the truthful. He said, my Lord, support me against the people of corruption. And when our messengers, angels, came to Abraham with the good tidings, they said, indeed we will destroy the people of that, Lot's, city. Indeed its people have been wrongdoers. Abraham said, indeed within it is Lot. They said, we are more knowing of who is within it. We will surely save him and his family, except his wife. She is to be of those who remain behind. And when our messengers, angels, came to Lot, he was distressed for them, and felt for them great discomfort. They said, fear not, nor grieve. Indeed we will save you and your family, except your wife, she is to be of those who remain behind. Indeed we will bring down on the people of this city punishment from the sky, because they have been defiantly disobedient. And we have certainly left of it a sign, as clear evidence for a people who use reason. And to Madian we sent their brother Shu'aib. And he said, O my people, worship God and expect the last day, and do not commit abuse on the earth spreading corruption. But they denied him, so the earthquake seized them, and they became within their home, corpses fallen prone. And we destroyed Ad and Thamud, and it has become clear to you from their ruined dwellings. And Satan had made pleasing to them their deeds, and prevented them from the path, and they were endowed with perception. And we destroyed Karun, and Pharaoh, and Haman. And Moses had already come to them with clear evidences. And they were arrogant in the land, but they were not outrun, escape, us. So each we seized for his sin, and among them were those upon whom we sent a storm of stones. And among them were those who were seized by the blast from the sky. And among them were those whom we caused the earth to swallow, and among them were those whom we drowned. And God would not have wronged them, but it was they who were wronging themselves. The example of those who take allies other than God is like that of the spider, who constructs a home. And indeed the weakest of homes is the home of the spider, if they only knew. Indeed God knows whatever thing they call upon, other than Him. And He is the exalted in might, the wise. And these examples we present to the people, but none will understand them except those of knowledge. God created the heavens and the earth, in truth. Indeed, and that is a sign for the believers. Recite, O Muhammad, what has been revealed to you of the book, and establish prayer. Indeed, prayer prohibits immorality and wrongdoing, and the remembrance of God is greater. And God knows that which you do. And do not argue with the people of the book, except in a way that is best, except for those who commit injustice among them. And say, we believe in that which has been revealed to us, and revealed to you. And our God and your God is one, and we are Muslims in submission to Him. And thus we have sent down to you the book, the Quran. And those to whom we previously gave the book, believe in it. And among these people of Mecca are those who believe in it. And none reject our verses except the disbelievers. And you did not recite before it any book, nor did you inscribe one with your right hand. Then, otherwise, the falsifiers would have cause for doubt. Rather, it, the Quran, is distinct verses preserved within the breasts of those who have been given knowledge. And none reject our verses except the wrongdoers. But they say, why are not signs sent down to him from his Lord? Say, the signs are only with God, and I am only a clear warner. And is it not sufficient for them that we reveal to you the book, the Quran, which is recited to them? Indeed, in that is a mercy and reminder for a people who believe. Say, sufficient is God between me and you as witness. He knows what is in the heavens and the earth. And they, who have believed in falsehood and disbelieved in God, it is those who are the losers. And they urge you to hasten the punishment. And if not for the decree of a specified term, punishment would have reached them. But it will surely come to them suddenly, while they perceive not. They urge you to hasten the punishment. And indeed hell will be encompassing of the disbelievers. On the day the punishment will cover them from above them, and from below their feet, and it is said, taste the result of what you used to do. O my servants who have believed, indeed my earth is spacious, so worship only me. Every soul will taste death. Then to us will you be returned. And those who have believed and done righteous deeds, we will surely assign to them of paradise elevated chambers beneath which rivers flow, wherein they abide eternally. Excellent is the reward of the righteous workers, who have been patient, and upon their Lord rely. And how many a creature carries not its own provision? God provides for it, and for you. And He is the hearing, the knowing. If you ask them, who created the heavens and the earth, and subjected the sun and the moon? They would surely say, God. Then how are they deluded? God extends provision for whom He wills of His servants, and restricts for Him. Indeed God is of all things, knowing. And if you ask them, who sends down rain from the sky, and gives life thereby to the earth after its lifelessness? They would surely say, God. Say, praise to God, but most of them do not reason. And this worldly life is not but diversion and amusement. And indeed the home of the hereafter, that is the eternal life, if only they knew. And when they board a ship, they supplicate God, sincere to Him in religion, faith, and hope. But when he delivers them to the land, at once they associate others with him, so that they will deny what we have granted them, and they will enjoy themselves. But they are going to know. Have they not seen that we made Mecca a safe sanctuary, while people are being taken away all around them? Then in falsehood do they believe, and in the favor of God they disbelieve? And who is more unjust than one who invents a lie about God, or denies the truth when it has come to him? Is there not in hell a sufficient residence for the disbelievers? And those who strive for us, we will surely guide them to our ways. And indeed God is with those who strive for excellence.